Welcome on in. This is Off the Edge with me, your host, Cam Jordan. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. We didn't catch a win this past week, but it's all right. We're moving forward. I'm already looking forward to the San Francisco 49ers, where they may have some trouble in their health depth chart coming up anyway. So, I like that for us. I got to flip the page last couple of days, watch the film, get after it. And now we're tuning in to the Niners. Bang, bang, Niner gang. They got to go down the Saints way. Either way, I've got a special guest coming in. We're talking about a guy who really started like a memorable, iconic sack celebration as an edge guy, as a defensive end, about the jackhammer down. Used to love that joint. And without further ado, we're talking about San Diego Chargers great legend, Shawne Merriman, University of Maryland product. I appreciate you coming in, big dog.
Appreciate it, man. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, bro. I just think about, just earlier playing days, bro. You was jacked way back there, so it only made sense to come up with this celebration. Where'd the celebration come from? Was that something you brought from University of Maryland?
It was before then, actually. So in high school, I ended up knocking 4 kids out, my sophomore year. And I actually ended up going home that day and asking, well, it was at that school the next day on Monday when we went to school. And I went home and asked my mom, because everybody was calling me lights out. Like, you knocked those kids' lights out. And I didn't, what's funny? I didn't really expect for the catch like that, because when I went to school, it's like, yo, what's up, lights? It caught on that fast. I went home, and this was like before social media, before like all that, YouTube. So it wasn't like out there like that. It was just in school. I went home and I asked my mom, I was like, yo, can I get a lights out tattoo, a switch on my right forearm? Everybody called me lights. It's going to be a thing one day. She looked at me and she was like, boy, get the hell out the room.
Right.
Just like that. And I was like, okay. So every day for 2 weeks, I went home after school. Mom, can I get this tattoo? Can I get this tattoo? She ended up letting me get it. But it went to my freshman year in Maryland.
Wait, she let you get a tattoo at 16?
She took me to get a tattoo at 16. And so now my son asking for one at 15, 16. So I got to bite the bullet there.
Right. Full circle.
But now, man, on my freshman year, we played Georgia Tech on ESPN. And actually, this hit us on YouTube. And Watkins, the wide receiver, was going across the middle, and I was dropping in coverage. And I hit a big hit. It was my first time pointing to the tattoo. And so I didn't really expect it. And then I got hyped up. And I just started kind of jumping up and down a little bit as I'm going to the sideline. The crowd got louder. And so that's where the whole thing started, man. I was like, I can't do it in college because you're going to get flagged back then. So when I got to the pros, man, it was on.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's truly, truly iconic. You, Jared Allen, before they made him stop that jump. Like this, there's a few of them, man. It gets exciting when you see other kids do your stuff. Like some people like, man, I can't believe you did your sack celebration. I love when somebody come up and hit mine. I'm like, pay me my respect. Pay me what you owe.
Hey, you know what, man? The thing is, when you're a defensive player too, because when I was a kid, I was in the backyard. I had the headband around my neck like Dion, and you do a big Prime's dance. And so, as a kid, when other kids do that, man, it's like, that's a big, big sign of respect, man. That's why I loved it the most.
Absolutely. Emulation is the biggest sign of flattery. You know what I'm saying? Like, salute to all the greats out there. Which comes me out of sack celebrations. Take me into, y'all rivalries. Because, the Saints got a rivalry with the trash land of Falcons, the Falcons, the Falcons, but y'all sort of got a story rivalry somehow with the Raiders. It seemed like, I'm not going to lie, Raiders and Chargers for some reason beef a lot, but the Niners and Raiders beef a lot too. So I'm like, how many beefs can you have in league? I'm always on the verse of like, you can only hate one person.
Dude, so I didn't know when I got there my rookie year how strong that beef was. And then Marty Schottenheimer was there. Mm-hmm. And so Marty, remember, he was at Kansas City.
Yep.
And so, going through the week, we had regular practice week, we had regular games. And then the practice was hard because Marty Schottenheimer, he was tough all the time. And that first Wednesday of Raider week, you start seeing like this whole pace, everything changed. The guys are taking each other to the ground. I'm like, what's going on? I'm crack back in practice, bro. Crack back block. It was wild. And then I just saw the intensity of Marty. And so like Marty put that in us to really hate the Raiders. So I understood that week what Raider week was. It was just a different kind of rivalry, man, where I was like, dude, this is nothing I've seen in previous weeks, because The NFL's already fast. Marty's a tough coach. It's already a physical practice. But now you got guys lining up with on the 5-yard line, full go during the season. So it was a different kind of time, man, Brown, when that was happening.
The coach set the tone, and you just followed in. You got to the game, it was like, it's you. I mean, is there a moment of play between that, those Chargers Raider games that like stood out? Like, yeah, I hate y'all.
Yeah, man. In 06, matter of fact, 'cause I think I had like three or four sacks against him. It was Monday Night Football, and I remember going into the stadium, and it was a bunch of fans blocking us from going in, and they were throwing stuff at the bus. So we had the police had to be doubled up, had to escort us in. And so I was like, this is crazy. You're going into the black hole. And so people don't understand kind of the rivalry between the fan base. Like the Chargers fans hate the Raiders fans, vice versa. Like it starts with the fans and then it just kind of trickled down into us, coaches, front office. Play calling was different, having the tight end and wide receiver going in motion, crack blocking the DN. It was a real hatred there that I didn't know, my rookie year. But by 06, I already knew what time it was. So I ended up getting, 3 or 4 sacks from Monday Night Football. And bro, when I tell you, like I had a few hundred text messages after that game, my phone was blowing up. Like those are the ones you miss where everybody watched on the Sunday night or Monday Night Football, where everybody's like, you
when
go
the lights shine the brightest. Absolutely.
Man, crazy.
Come on in. You catching love and hate at the same time. How you gonna do my dogs like that? Man,
Exactly.
hey, that's the way we put on for the city. Absolutely.
Because you got to think too, we got, we still got boys from the other team. Now, for those 4 quarters, you don't care.
Absolutely.
Right? You'll go to the charity events during the all season. After the game, you'll shake hands with them. But those 4 quarters, it don't even matter. They got on a different color helmet, and their head got to come off.
Absolutely.
Period.
Man,
So like that's just what it was.
Used to love knocking my dog's blocks off. I went to Cal with. If I catch Keenan Allen in the slant, I need it. I used to hit Stan Vereen, everybody. I need it. But I'm gonna say you like, yeah, it ain't practice no more. I got to take you to the ground now. I love when I get to see my friends.
Right.
I meet them exclusively just for them. I need that. But man, hey, that's crazy. I mean, Chargers Raiders play next Monday night in Vegas.
Yeah.
Yeah. Vegas is starting to turn that culture.
So you know what, man? The rivalry is definitely still there for sure. But it was
SoFi's
different.
different though. SoFi hits different than the San Diego Stadium. San Diego Stadium
and Vegas.
Man.
Like it's different, man, because you got all these like new sets of fans. So the hatred, the dislike is still there, but I don't know if that.
It's not hatred anymore.
Yeah, that hatred. I don't know if it's there anymore.
Okay. Yeah. I'm gonna have to tune in because I'll be watching.
We used to, man, it was fights, so many fights in the stands during the games that we would stop I'm on the sideline, I'm watching the fights in the stands. So I don't know if it's that level of hatred anymore.
Oh, come on. I doubt it is. SoFi's different, man. It's an event now. It's a place to be seen versus like really, I feel like buying in. But maybe that's just because we saw preseason. Maybe it changed during season. We were SoFi last year. I was like, sort of feels like, the Dallas Cowboys Stadium. Like the fans are there more along lines to be like, hey, I went to the game more than like, that's my team. And there's a difference in the feeling. Like you come to the Saints game and it's generations of cats. Like my grandpa took me to the first game and my daddy who came, we got the same 6 tickets since
1978, right.
Man. And bought in.
Well, let me ask you though, because I always, because I still do a lot of stuff with the Chargers, and I'm always thinking, I'm like, dude, if I got a chance to play in this stadium and come out to this, because Qualcomm wasn't nothing like that in San Diego. Qualcomm was nothing like that. For y'all, man, when y'all walk in there, like how is that playing in those stadiums?
It's easy, especially when you come from playing like at the Superdome, the Caesar Superdome every week, and like that crowd noise is just like electric. And we're top. If we're not number 1, we're number 2 easily loudest stadiums in the league. Right, when everybody's bought in and they're going, that's rattling, especially on defense because you're all in the field when it's those times, so it's easily comparable to away games. It's crazy, right? And you go to a away game, it's silent. The offense is on the field, so I'm not feeling it anyways. We get to the sidelines and then they start getting loud. Right. You're like, this is nice, like this is cute, like like it's not. I feel like it doesn't really affect. We got speakers that can match this energy. Yeah, it's different, bro. When it's third down, Saints versus Falcons, and you hear that crowd, there is no place that has been close to being as loud as our stadium.
Yeah.
Seattle, where they like, oh, we've got the
Well, man.
the stadium 12th man that funnels in towards the field. Oh, Kansas City, I hear you, brother. But you get me going in the good old Saints Nation Stadium. Yeah, it's different.
Yeah.
Everything else is like, all right, and we're rolling.
Yeah, D Sproles is telling me how crazy it was out there
Different.
playing.
And y'all say, and he could be the best comparison. Philly, Chargers, and Saints, you know it's different. But in terms of rushers, you've seen what pass rushers getting paid these days, and we ain't gonna speak about it. We love to see it. But what do you think about the guys this offseason? Miles gets paid, right. TJ gets paid, and I'm like, dang, the bar's been set so high. And then Micah comes in with the hooey.
Yeah, bro. He's
26 years old and his prime.
During the SAC summit, man. I'm like during the summer when I was with you guys on the SAC summit. It was cool for me, man, because I'm in a different, kind of business stuff now. So I don't get a chance to hang out with a lot of guys. Like I'll go during OTA sometime. I'll spend a day or two at training camp, but I don't really get a chance to be out there. But I saw, like, being around y'all, how much the game progressed, right? Like the game has just progressed. And I don't know if that's because more knowledge is there, or y'all had to progress because of the quarterbacks. So I was out there asking more questions than I was, really demonstrated for the most part, because the game has changed. And so you see some of these guys, like even now, I probably could have played still until I was like 35. Like 30, like I probably still could have went out there like 35, 36. I was still working with some of the guys during the off season when I was training. And I'll go do some MMA stuff, and I'll go back to training with a bunch of guys. But I got out there now, seeing everybody that's also like them young boys is out there doing the actual drills and going through the whole process. Yeah. I say, nah, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's just the takeoff, the explosion. Guys now are more nimble, are more like knowledgeable by using their hands. And so, timing of stuff and how they look at different, like it's more of a thinking man's game. Like back when I was playing, I'll say, if you can't beat me off, if I get off the line of scrimmage, you get me, I'm a bull rush you, I'm gonna go inside. That was the end game. Like you can get somebody, and now you got to be more conscious about how you pass rush lanes, and got to really
who are you going against? Your quarterback? Like I said, I'm not worried about the fat guy in front of me. The offensive lineman, the guy who can't touch his toes and his belly goes over his belt. I'm not worried about him. I'm worried about that real athlete back there. We just played Kyler Murray. That man is out there giving real life video game juke moves. 2 steps up, reverse spin out, shimmy up, shake back, somehow squeeze through, create a play. Like, I'm worried about the Lamar Jacksons. I'm worried, even though your lesser mobile quarterbacks, your Bo Nixons, whatever, they can still slide.
They can still slide. That's what I was asking though at the camp, because I was like, man, you either had, back when I played, you either had either or. You had a guy that could just run the ball, or you had a guy that was going to stand there back like a statue, you can get him. And now you got to worry about both, man. So that this all
dual threat is your minimum. Is your minimum. Now he don't take off a lot, but when he does, he still runs a 4.7. Oh, so he's a slow one. Oh man. Right. I mean, he takes off. You got to watch out for Josh Allen. He will run through you, over you, and then he can also probably match your speed, if not outrun you. Frick.
Bro, let me. So you play long enough. When you start, when did that start happen? Who was the first one?
Oh, my first super athlete was Cam Newton.
Damn.
And then right after him was Michael Vick, though. So like Michael Vick was that bridge of the old era to new era where we were like, man, it's Michael Vick. And I was like, 2012. And I was like, dang, bro, I used to watch him with the Falcons. That's crazy. This is like the Michael Vick. And I had a 3-piece off of him. And I was like, all right, we hunting for real. Cam Newton was the first quarterback, like, I hit, and, like, I thought I smashed, and I bounced off of him. He rolled out, created, like, threw a dot down the – I said, oh, no. I said, yo, if the quarterbacks are like this, I'm not going to make it. Like, give me the Ben Roethlisbergers. 6'5", he's going to say he's 270, but come on, we all know. But he can't move like that. Like, he can't outrun you. Give me Tom Brady, 6'5", 6'6", stand in the pocket. He gets the ball out quick, which irritates you. But once you get him,
you got it.
You got the Pat Mahomes, like, as you're tackling him, he's doing these no-look slings, and you know it's money. You know, the Matthew Staffords, who's probably one of the least mobile quarterbacks, him and Aaron Rodgers, and they can still sort of get out and maneuver in the pocket and create these amazing, talented throws. Like, give me the guys that can't move at all, so you can pick your poison.
Right. Now that, and I was looking at that, man, and no, it was dope. But back to the guys that's really getting paid right now.
Mm,
I thought about
I got away
probably
from it.
when
My
I
bad.
was
Thanks for getting me
33.
back out.
Yeah. So I like probably when I was 30, 32, 33, I actually was gonna go back and play. I was gonna go back and play. Like when I was like 4 years out, I was gonna go back and I was training already. And so we were talking to teams at that time. I was 4 years done. And what made me think that because it was some dudes coming off the bench making 7, 10 million. I said, hold on, what? 7, 8 million. The most I made in a year was 5.5, in Buffalo
Mm.
in a year. So you got to do this not even getting in the game making 7. So I was like, okay, hold on. That's what I started thinking. I said, I can go back and at least at bare minimum give anybody, 18 to 30 plays a game. You know what I mean? I couldn't probably play 60 like I did when Peyton started doing them damn hurry up offenses and just dumping down the field the whole damn time. But I can go and get 25, 30 plays a game, no problem, at a high level. So that's what my head was. But I see this money now, man, what Micah signs for. I say, yo, that ain't even, and I know the game goes up every year, but when you start seeing those numbers, bro, for a pass rusher, I say,
Mm.
man, that's crazy to me. That's extremely crazy to me.
Yeah, we converting dreams. My son was like, "Dad, I can't wait to hit somebody." I said, "Who do you want to hit?" He's like, "The quarterback like you." I said, I know I said I don't want you to play football, but it's a hell of a dream, son." And you see, after Micah gets traded to the Packers, you saw Jerry Jones came out and said, like, what did he say? Something like, "Yeah, it was okay for us because, like, we're trying. That doesn't help us stop the run." Hey, bro, like, don't. You've been hyping up this guy for 3, 4 years now. Don't do that. Just
See, you know what's funny, man? Because now I'm in a position where I'm running a company,
Mhm.
and so so now it's like I understand some of the fighters and all the business side of stuff and where they coming from. Like you got to get your money, you got to get paid. I look at Jerry, and I know that people won't say a lot because Micah is one of these dudes. Like he is not going to be another Micah Parsons for 10 years. Like you're not going to see somebody like that with that explosion. It can turn a corner. You can line up an A gap, B gap, bring around the corner. I mean, he can do everything. So you're getting one of those guys of that caliber like every 10 years. But in Jerry's standpoint, I'm looking at, all right, cool. What if one of these guys he drafts, turn
you're
out to be
close.
something, and not even close to Micah Parsons, but you get another dude that's on the borderline of a Pro Bowl guy, and that third first round pick that they acquired or whatever it is, you get 2 second round guys that end up being. So now you got a complete team. But right now, you can't justify it because this dude get on the field, probably don't even know all the damn plays yet. You know what I'm saying? He knows some of the lingo,
Right.
but you don't really know the plays like
You
that
catch
yet.
some pure hustle and production.
That's it, just pure hustle and production. Get on the field and chase somebody from behind like a damn gazelle. You know what I mean? And so right now it's looking bad for Jerry, but give it 3, 4 years that one of those draft picks or 2 of those draft picks end up being something that he could be right.
Right. I mean, he also got Kenny Clark, who's a mega run stopper, push the pocket guy.
Yep.
In exchange, he got what, 2 first rounders. So like you can hopefully justify it in 3 years, but you can't justify it now. Dallas
No,
is down. Dallas
no,
is down bad right now.
no, they lost.
It,
Right
in
now,
one calendar year, they lost Luca from the Mavs, and you lose Micah Parsons for the Cowboys. Like Dallas is like, God, what else do you want from us?
bro,
Just in
Dallas
general.
Dallas taking the L all the way around.
But they could be a positive. Maybe they are better on the floor without Luka. Maybe they are better stopping the run without Micah. But do they have that playmaker they can rely on?
Right.
Okay, you got somebody to step up. Sure. That is to be determined. But I think you're 2 or 3 years out from determining if it's the worst
Right.
trade or a good one. Who do you think is the best pass rusher in the game right now? Pure.
It's crazy, man, because I watched watch some of these guys, Nick Bosa, and I'm talking about like the younger guys because I don't really say the established guys, right? Because y'all like your career is set. What you've
Yeah.
done, your body of work, you've already you completed to being who you are.
Yeah.
I look at some of the other guys that's playing is going to play 6, 7, 8 more years, whatever. Bro, I went to
Yeah, please don't throw me in that category. Oh
nah,
God. If I
but I'm
play
just
6
saying.
more years, my wife will hate me.
Oh, dude, listen. And we know what they do if you play too long.
No, hey, man, hey, it takes a lot to be who you are now. And she's
Yeah,
like, "Hey, eventually, I need you to be mine." Okay, I got you, baby. Loud
yeah,
and clear. Let me
yeah.
know when.
We go to Brazilian jiu-jitsu coach. He play couple
Oh,
5, 6 more years.
uh,
You know,
can't
but,
happen.
no, can't happen. But I mean, look at that Miles though the other day, and
Yeah,
this was my thing always with Miles. I always felt like looking at it when I met him at Jarvis Landry's charity softball event. This is like in 2018 or 19 or something, somewhere around there. And he walked in the room. I said, "Yo, this dude look ridiculous. This is crazy." And I'm not a small dude myself as a pass rusher, and I'm looking
yeah,
at him. I was like, "Yo, this is crazy." And people looked at me like I was crazy. I'm looking at him like, "No, no, this is crazy."
right,
And my thing with him is just always having that switch. I said, "Dude, one day when he figure out how to keep his foot on the gas, I don't know how somebody gonna block him." Because he's too big, too strong, too fast, is nimble, can turn a corner, use his hands, duck under you at that size at 6'5", 6'6", whatever he is, 270, 275, and can move and got fast twitching. I said, if he decides to turn it on, there's nobody gonna be able to do anything with him. So these last 2 years, man, like this for the first time in his career where I seen him trail somebody from the backside, not give up on plays. Like that second effort, that third effort. Right now, what he did to Joe Burrow the other day is the first time probably since Hamlet that I prayed for some, you know what I'm saying, for somebody. Since what happened to Hamlet,
right,
I looked
right.
at Joe Burrow, I said, yo, he out. Like he's out. He came down, was a stunt down the middle. And I don't know if they ran a text or exit or something like that. He
But he
came
got a clean shot on him.
clean shot. And I said, oh, that's the season. That's the season for the Bengals.
Right,
And but just looking at that dude, that's how versatile he is. And then you can line him up if you want to and put him in a 3.
right.
Like a wide
Wide three,
right.
real mismatch. That's
Yeah.
where you actually have fun. If you got an edge that can get off the ball, air that out, that's where you start to have real. If you line up on a tackle, and you're almost lined up on you're lined up on a guard, and you're almost on the tackle, or you got all this space and guards are massive individuals. They're not used to they're not used to ISO now.
Yeah, and there's somebody that can move like
Right.
that. So they used to doing everything in the box. Everything in the box for them, they got.
Stick you in the frame.
That's it.
Nah, big fella, come out to this island. Oh, you big, huh?
That
You
boy
don't
was
like to
on Love
move, huh?
Island out there by himself.
By himself. Hey, they start sweating pre-snap. Hey, what's the count? Nah, big fella, you know what the count is.
But
Man,
that's what I'm saying. I think him right now only because these last 2 years, man, I seen him make a jump and really his effort.
right.
Like his efforts changed now. So I think he got something click with him. Um, that in this coach who I play with, Jock,
Yeah.
and he's coaching. I played with Jock and his D line coach, and he called me one time on FaceTime. It was like, man, listen, when he first got there, he said, dude, if Miles get this motor like you had, he's better than you. And I'm like, shut up. I'll say, yo, you don't gotta throw
I'm
shots
just
already.
sleepy, bro.
I was like, bro, you don't gotta throw shots. You could just leave it as he gonna be a lot better.
Right.
Leave it at
He gonna
that.
be he gonna be all right. No, he's gonna be better than you. All right. All
But yeah,
right.
he was right, man, because he just got this thing with him over these last 2 years where he's capable of just keeping the gas on his keep his foot on the pedal.
No doubt. Shout out to real defensive line coaches that actually understand the game and can help progress their players. And like you see how Max Crosby's taken off over the last couple of years. He's in my top tier too.
Yeah.
You look at Trey Hendrickson and what he's done. He's led the league in sacks the last 2 years. I'm just going to insert Trey Hendrickson, which I don't know how the Bengals didn't just extend him because the price is only going to keep going up.
So I never understood that about teams, right? So if that's gonna be your guy or not. And if
No,
you know that that's not gonna be your guy, then go ahead and make a move now because he go out and get some double digits again.
he get
It's
10.
crap.
He'll have 45 in 3 years. You saw what Micah just got. So like that'll be the low end. Like so, you knew that 2 years ago when he asked for extension. Lock him in. If that's your guy, if he does everything the right way, he works out, he leads a team, he's in the community, he treats his family well, he treats his teammates well, he's your guy. You're like, man, this is such a great find. 2 years in, they're like, man, we could have made a better signing than Trey Henderson.
Right.
You sign him that day, the moment his guarantee get close to running out.
That's it. And
Because
say
all guys want is guaranteed money. Like, hey, get me good.
and save $10 million a year.
Say at minimum. 2 years ago, I could have signed him for 30 for the next 3. Ain't even locked in. But now you looking at this number now. Jerry Jones could have signed Micah after your rookie contract. You have 2 10+ sack seasons, and you see the motor he got. I'm like, hey, bro, so you want this little 30? Like, what make you 32? You know, keep you relative. No,
At the time, you'll probably take it.
Right.
Take it.
It could have saved you 15 a year. Or now you've traded them. So now you're missing a huge piece of defense that you don't know if you can replace. Now, you got, Peyton Turner, you got Kenny Clark, and but you let Tank Lawrence walk, and you let Marcus get traded. Or Micah get traded. I mean, that's why I'm glad I'm a Saint. I don't have to worry about these issues. On defense side, we got DeMauro, Chase Young's going to be healthy soon. Carl Granderson, my edge is great. My interior line, Brandon Staley's came in, and you've seen what he's done, over the years, defensive wise. I love our defense and what we can be, and our offense is growing. Anyways, I seen a video of you training, bro. So what you weighing up? What did you play at your peak? You was what, like 250, 255?
I played around 265, and I used to walk around in the all season like a little over 270.
Okay.
But it's different now, man, because back when I was probably lifting a bunch of weights and whatever. So I slimmed up.
Yeah, you're 40 now. You're 40 now. So you're like 235.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of this do with the MMA training though. So I started getting MMA. Jay Glaze over at Fox Sports.
Yeah.
I grew up. So my uncles were professional boxers, and so I grew up boxing in PG County, Maryland, anyway, Washington D.C. area. And so we just grew up naturally boxing. So one day I'm just hitting the mitts in the gym, and Jay looked over like, "Oh shit, you can box." I said, "Yeah, my uncles box. I was with them a lot or whatever. I think you should try MMA. It'll help you out in football." So I'm like, "All right, cool, no problem." Jay sends me a text to a gym, said, "Meet me here tomorrow." And so I go to this gym off La Brea in L.A. I walk in the gym, and Jay Glaze is right here to my right, and then Randy Couture is on my left. Bro, so I'm looking, and I'm a big MMA fan at the time, so I know exactly who Randy Couture was. He had just won a title at like 41, 42 years old.
Right. And
so I walk in, I'm looking at Jay, I'm looking at Randy, I'm looking at Jay, and I said, "Jay, like, I hope you ain't planning on me fighting Randy today. That ain't happening. I'm not, I'm not getting in there with Randy." And so he said, "No, man, you'll get in there, do a lot of hand-to-hand combat, a lot of pummeling, groundwork, be able to open up your hips." And bro, we did a warm-up for 15 minutes, and I was gassed.
That's all body weight stuff. Well, MMA different for training.
It's different.
Go back to your wrestling days.
He went in there. By the time I was 30 minutes into this workout, bro, I'm in there. He's laying on me. I'm trying to get up. He keep taking me to the ground, I'm looking up at the sky, hoping that clock run out, because I'm seeing the light.
I'm seeing the light for real.
Yeah.
I see the light.
I'm seeing the light because I can't breathe. He's smothering me. His pressures is crazy. And so we got done with the workout, and I just walked out feeling defeated. I was just like, man, I got my ass kicked today. I was tired. I looked terrible. I text Randy because I got his number on the way out the door. I said, "What time are you working out tomorrow?" I went back down to San Diego to do my because we had y'all still have the off-season workout.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So I went down and did my workout with San Diego, and I drove back to LA because I was furious. Just that competition in us. I wanted some get back.
Right.
I went up there. I started training with him the rest of the all season, and then in 2006, I came out and led the league in sacks because I got really good at using my hands. I was terrible at using my hands before, and so that's when I'm talking to a lot of the younger guys. Said, man, and that's one thing you do too, man. Like when it comes to using hands, you might not put yourself up there in this pass rush category with some of these other guys, man, but you have always been great at using your hands. I wasn't. I had to learn that. That didn't come natural for me because I played off the ball a lot, and I wasn't really good at using my hands. But when I picked that up, man, it changed everything that I was doing.
Right. I mean, shoot, you over there training with other guys. Have you ever thought about training? The next pantheon, the Darius Robinsons, the guys around you out there in LA. Whoever these young bucks from Maryland, Virginia. It's always the next you or the Chase Young lookalike. Boys be coming from PG County. Okay, we get it. You're a swole cat. No, we get it. You're swole and light skinned. No, we get that.
Yeah, no, it's funny, man. Chase, I used to watch him since he was like a freshman in high school. My head coach in high school was his teacher, his school teacher in high school, and so he would always come back and tell me about this kid Chase that
Yeah.
he had when he was younger, and I was like, who? He said, man, Chase Young, this kid. So he was talking about him for years. This was after I left and graduated, but he would always talk about this kid, Chase Young. So I didn't even know how good he was until he ended up going to Ohio State. You know what I mean? But I know he I think he had a knee injury, right? He was coming
Yeah.
back from. But Duke can ball. He can go.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, especially when you say Ohio State, he put together one of the most tantalizing, most intriguing defensive end season you could ever have. Well, went crazy that one year, which got him to number 2 overall. You first rounders, us first rounders, and your top end of the first rounders. Man, I'm just saying, bro. He came out to pass rush summit. I was like, yo, you should probably start training some cats. You had so much input in there. I was like, it's in you. Like, I don't think that competitive nature that we have as athletes ever leaves us. And so it's almost great to have like a tutelage to something. You funneled all the lights out into the MMA world, and we've been watching sign him up or don't sign him up for 5, 6, 7 years, not 10, 15. Shit, it's been a while.
Yeah.
I remember you were still playing, talking about it, and I was like, "Ain't no way." I was like, "Nah," and yeah, no, you've done that, but you catch you a protege, bro. You might be able to turn Chop Robinson into the next, huh?
You know what, man? And Chop, out of Penn State, he was another young cat that I was looking at that I think he's going to be really good. He needs to get better with his hands and stuff like that. I didn't really have that bug until I was out there with y'all. I didn't, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'll go out there, and even when I go and do stuff with the Chargers or doing whatever, it's always with, the ownership, the marketing department.
Yeah, that's being respectful of other people's spaces. You're like,
Yeah,
"Hey, man, like, whatever you need from me, I'm here for you."
right.
No, like, you get out there, you really you got to talking to those kids, and the kids like, "Hell yeah, dude." I'm like, "You Shawne Merriman."
Yeah. It's crazy, man. I didn't really have that bug before until I was out there with y'all because you're right, man. You get one of these younger guys, A Chop Robinson or some younger kid who really take in, what you teaching them, and then it gets fun for you. Like, it gets fun. Like, being back out there around there with all the guys, I was like, man, I miss this shit. I didn't have that before. I'll pop out to a Chargers camp one day, like when Joey Bolson and all them boys were younger, and Melvin Ingram. When they were younger, I had them, and I go out there for a day or two, and I'm like, okay, I'm going back to my business, going and do all the stuff that I'm doing. But when I was out there with y'all, I was like, holy shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, because it was a lot, it was everybody, it was all pass rush.
Right.
So for me, it's like walking back into a candy facility. I'm like, dude, look at it, but man, if he start putting his hands here, like he can bend, he can turn the corner. So I thought about it, man. I've been thinking about it a lot since I was out there with y'all. So it's definitely possible.
Absolutely. Man, I mean, it's just I love doing it. I've been doing it since I got to the league. I think about my draft class 2011. It used to be like the Alden Smith. It used to be Von Miller. Early 2011, 12. Like, hey man, what you saw? We about to play them next week. All you gotta do is set up this bet. Like, now even older now, like Calais Campbell hit me up or whoever. Like, the Malcolm Roach be like, man, I just didn't know what tip you had. I'm gonna give it everything too. I'm snitching. Like that, hey, that Tucker right there, this is what I saw, and this is how I got him. I'm snitching. I'm,
I was laughing when y'all was talking because we never shared information like that.
yeah.
Back in my time, it was like you wanted to be the sack leader. You wanted to be the sack.
Y'all boys is like this.
Exactly.
No, I can't give you the answers to hey, bro, I want you to have whatever I can give you because I don't think you can do what I can do. And that's either the confidence or the borderline arrogance that I have. But I want every pass rusher to win. I want us all to beat the dog. Like, I treat offensive linemen as ops. The only people I won't give up is my people.
Right.
I'll be like Cameron and Paid in Full. Hey, I ain't gonna give nobody up from Yonkers, but I'll give you a couple DC cats. Like, I ain't gonna give you the Saints offensive lineup. But them jokers over there, hey, Atlanta offensive line, this is what I got on X, 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 X. Why? And this is where the quarterback likes to hike the ball, by the way. This is the time he likes to do. And what else I got on you? Like, I'm gonna give it up. Cause why? I love to see defense ride. I love it. As long as they ain't playing us, I love it. Now, if you ask me about either one of my boys, I'm like, look, man, I'm not gonna lie. They the coldest mugs I've ever seen. They ain't got no flaws.
Yeah. No, I ain't got no weaknesses.
They ain't got,
Yeah,
it's
I've been
weird.
watching film, man. I don't really see nothing on them.
I don't see nothing on them. But man, how big do you think Lights Out can get? Because I remember when you were doing those the tours. Like I think I went to a Lights Out back in like 15, 16, but
Yeah.
it was like the underground stuff. It felt so surreal.
Yeah, you know what's crazy, man? So when I retired, I went straight into TV, NFL Network, Fox Sports, ESPN. I was at the launch of the WWE Network. So I really started to understand like the TV business like before it started turning into streaming, and so it was like combination of being able to understand TV, understand like who pays the bills, the commercials. So when you on there, I remember when DraftKings first came out, and I was at Fox Sports, and I'm already getting paid well by Fox Sports as coming in 3-4 days a week, and then they would ask me to stop off to the side, and DraftKings would pay me like a couple grand for like a 30-second read, and I was just thinking like, hold on, they paying this kind of money to them. What they what are they getting? Well, if they paying me that, $3,000-4,000 for a 30-second read. So I started really like, okay, it's some money in this thing. Like I wanted to figure out where that money was. And so when I launched Lights Out Extreme Fighting, we already know the UFC is the big dogs. But that's like, so we know if we can be in that circle of being the big dogs for the UFC, like, okay, they got the best up and coming talent.
Right.
I feel like it was a market there for it. So that's what we are. We got a big fight coming up September 20th in Long Beach, Lights Out Extreme Fighting 27. We got two dudes in this card, Tyrell Fortune, Jake Babian is on this card too. Renato, we got Flores. We have we got some of these next up and coming guys for the UFC. They're probably a couple fights away. Where
Right.
the UFC is like, oh, okay, cool, come on up here. So we got in their contracts. They can get out of contract with us if they was looking to go to UFC, which we
Hey,
want. You know what I
hey,
mean?
I hope Motown does buy out the next one. Come on, get them.
Yeah, I look at it like, man, like, I drink Coke, you know what I'm saying? I'm a Coke drinker, but then again, there's Pepsi out. People love Pepsi, people love Sprite. These are all also big companies. And so my thing is, if I can introduce enough technologies, which we got a lot of technology coming, and I can keep growing our distribution, hopefully at the top of 2026, we got a really, really big TV deal we're going out, like massive one. And so if I can continue to doing that, then we can be big in our own outright without actually having to go out worry about competing with the UFC because we don't want to. We want to
Right.
be big in what we're doing. That makes us a success. That's what the whole goal of this thing is.
I say more power to you because, like I said, I've been a fan of the game, and then how you turn Lights Out from a light switch in high school to the Lights Out Extreme Fighting now. I mean, it's you. You think about the fighting world. In my mind, of course, UFC is like the NFL, but you still got the XFL, which is now you guys. You know,
Right.
I'm sure there's Bellator or something else similar to it. Bare knuckle fighting has entered the fray. Power slap. That's actually a good time. Power slap is fake, but like, nah, that next up level is pretty much you guys.
Yeah,
So
now for sure. For sure. We'll be that.
yeah, I love it. I hope you continue growing. Go get all that money. Manya. Hey, but I appreciate you tapping in, boss. I mean, it's off the edge with the podcast with me, your host Cam Jordan, but it couldn't be anything without guys like you, Shawne, coming back, sharing a little knowledge, having a little fun with me. Bro, it's been nothing but a blessing having you on.
Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. I'll see y'all again this summer.
Yes, sir. At the Pass Rush Summit. Come on. It'll be our third annual of me, Max Crosby, Von Miller, all together hosting that joint. But we got legends that come through. We got the young guys come through. And one of these days, these Watt brothers are gonna have to come through and share some of their sauce. Like we get it. They're of the old regime. I don't know what bone marrow broth I've been drinking. I can't help you with that. No, that's not. Yeah, come on, man. Just let's improve the game together. One pass rush at a time. Appreciate you, Shawne Merriman. Big dog. Lights out on the forum with the switch. Turn it into a whole lights out extreme fighting. I mean, come on. It's that next wave. Now, I just love talking football. Love that he was able to come to our SAC summit with me, Max, Vaughn. We talk about it. Like I saw the way his eyes lit up as he was talking to other guys, young guys, rookies coming in, me, him, just rapping about swipes and how we come across the passer, how we attack quarterbacks. It's a thing of beauty. Anyways, thank you. Tell your friends, tell everybody else, tell anybody you can about where to find our podcast in the iHeart app or wherever you get your podcast. And please watch it on the NFL YouTube channel. I'm telling you, this was exciting. Everything that I want to do, I do it for the cause. Pass rushing, baby. But you know what? It's just been so awesome to see the way he's taken something that from his community into something a business model, and just the way that he touched Maryland to San Diego. Man, you love when somebody has an impact on the community. We talk about community. I know that we lost Sunday, and I'm not excited about it, but I still go to these school visits. And on my school visit this week, I mean, I ran into, I went to uh, a super first school up on the West Bank. I looked at the title and I couldn't even say it 3 times fast if I tried. But I mean, if I think about Charbonnet Ryu Elementary Middle School, it was an awesome event. Being able to talk to these kids, start off in PE, and just talking about sports, how we lost, whatever it was, it sort of helps process. We go through these classrooms, and I'm talking about, how I went to the University of California, Berkeley, which is the #1 public school in the nation. How I was able to get the confidence I needed through the books that I've read, through the history lessons that I used to love, that transferred over to me being an undergrad legal studies major. And I had dreams and aspirations till football commandeered, and I was like, "Yeah, I'm going to UC Berkeley. I'm going to the NFL. I'm going to places with the Saints to just inspiring that knowledge." But I walked into one particular classroom, and Mrs. T, I'm gonna leave it at Mrs. T. As soon as I hit the door, we made contact, and she started erupting. She looked at me, and I looked at her, and I knew we had a Saints connection. And she ran up, and she got excited. She was overcome with emotion. How you doing? And that just tells you a little bit about the Saints and their fan base. Like, it's real. The connection that we have is like this. Simpatico, we twins, fam. Like, she saw me, she was like, I was just talking about, about how she had wanted a Saints player to come to a classroom, and there I am on a Monday morning, body sore, voice gone from screaming, from cheering, and fighting to get it back. And I'm coming to her class, and she was appreciative, and I was just so overwhelmed with being appreciated and being appreciative of her, because not only is she getting up every day dealing with 25 kids in a classroom, is she helping mold our youth, but she still has that love for the Saints. She ended up saying, like, how much she loves the Saints, how much she has been a fan of the Saints for so long. And I'm just overly appreciative of every time I walk into a classroom. Not only the kids are being receptive to the message, but the teachers are being receptive and appreciative. Because we put our bodies on the line each and every Sunday. We put our bodies on the line each and every day we go to practice. You never know when it could be. The next play could be your last play. But the way we give our energy, the way we give our time, the way we try and give back to the community as football players, man, it's tough, it's tiring, and yet it's so rewarding when you walk into a classroom like that. So Mrs. T over there at Charbonnet Ryu, I'm not even sure if I'm saying that, Reliux. I'm going to say it's Ryu because of French. But it's such a blessing to be a blessing. On that note, appreciate y'all tuning in. Again, wherever you get your podcast, iHeart app, we talk about, Apple Podcasts, wherever you can, find it. Off the Edge with me, your host, Cam Jordan. Appreciate y'all. God bless. To the Niners we go.